Wolf Bay Watershed Watch. I'm one of the Johnny-come-latelys, actually. All these guys were around a long time when I showed up. Like everybody else, my interest was, hey, what's going on with the water? Is there something out there we got to worry about? And instead of just talking about it, Water Watch and True Watershed Watch was a way to do something to know whether there was a problem there really had to deal with or not. We talk about data it's a way to see what's there. Other than to just say, as we all say, in my opinion it's worse, or in my opinion it's better. Because as we all know, all guys children got opinions. The beautiful thing about the way Wolf Bay Watershed Watch works is that it didn't start out as an organization. Bill and somebody came over to Weeks Bay to do a training session, and a couple of guys went over there and got trained and decided they didn't want to drive all the way to Weeks Bay to monitor. They just wanted in Wolf Bay. And after a bit, they got involved with some people in the Wolf Bay Watershed Watch Association. We've had some real strong leaders over there, but the model is that people who were interested showed up and wanted to do something, and the organization has joined with them. That's been the strength of our organization from the beginning. We've had some great folks, but the fact that people do it, what got me there was Polly Simpson. All of you with the staff will know Polly one way or the other. She's been not so active with her husband ill and dying, but she's getting busy again, so I give you fair warning. It's one of the reasons that Wolf Bay Watershed Watch as an organization probably had a larger membership than most any other single organization. The beautiful thing about the data and using it is that we don't only look for the stuff that's bad, we can say what's good too, and we can support the organizations that are doing what they're supposed to. I have people all the time will come and say, Wolf Creek's terrible, it's at Riviera Utilities waste treatment plant. And I can tell them, no, it's not. We've got a monitor site above and a monitor site below, and we can go online and see figures and I can show you it's not there. Now, if you're talking about the dump over on Dr. Duffy Road, the unofficial dump, that may be a source of the problem. There's a whole bunch of others, unfortunately, that we do have to watch for. But to me, that's been one of our strongest assets, by being able to support people who are doing things right. We're able to have a presence with the city council in Foley, and they understand. And so Riviera Utilities is able to go a little further. If you want to talk to them about some interesting things, talk to them about their projects out there. Gene or Bob, either one can tell you about the water reuse and the water recharge that they're doing with some new techniques that are leaders in the state. The other thing that we've been able to do is we've been able to move forward with support from the organization into some other areas of water monitoring. When you get all your bacteria stuff and all that done in the curriculum, then you can start on phytoplankton. One of the things, NOAA has a program started basically in the oceans in the Gulf and marine monitoring, and it was generated by, again, our concern for dangerous things. You've probably heard it called harmful algae blooms, the red tide. But what it's grown into is a way to try to understand something about what's happening in our estuaries. We've got some data that they're going to be talking about for some time to come, I suspect, because during a period of about 3 months post-oil spill, I have no data to report. Thankfully, it's coming back again, looking better again. We're seeing the kind of organisms again that I was accustomed to seeing before. It's another thing, without our database, we don't know what's happening. We don't know how bad we've been hurt if we don't have a database. And if you want to see just how big the challenge is, it occurred to me a while ago, what we ought to do is to take our total number of monitors and take our total number of miles of rivers and streams in Alabama and divide them and see how much territory each one of us has got. Then we can see what the challenge is. But the beautiful thing is we are getting responsive. We do have some good things to tell, and I think that's important. Also, I ought to mention that we're in Perdita Bay, and as a result of being able to communicate and talk to some people, we're now participating together with some people in Florida, so that we've forgetting about those state lines again, because the Bay pays don't touch it down. And right now, Florida is looking at the E. coli problems that they have in Perdita Bay, and they're setting up TMDL proposal for Brushy Creek that feeds into that area. And we'll have a chance to make a small voice on that too. Part of what happens if people will stop talking about the weather and start doing something.
Yeah.